Hello everyone and welcome back to Sea of Thieves. I have to say thank you for those who watched the last episode. I woke up to I woke up to over 200 views, and as of recording this, it's 320 views. I honestly didn't think it'd be that good, and all the comments and stuff, I just didn't expect it, and it blew me away. So I just have to thank you. So I'm going to do another episode. I'm doing it a little longer, and I seem to really like the voiceover, so I'm going to do it again with the voiceover. This episode is kind of wild. We actually get into some PvE, not PvP. That's a later episode, so like and subscribe if you want to see that. Anyway, so first thing we got to do, loot the place. I didn't grab a storage chest because I usually do that if I feel like I'm going to go against players, which I rarely do, which so far this game has been so kind to me and everything. I did find a pineapple, which if you don't know, 100% health. You can actually eat it twice because you take one bite and you can take another one. So that was good to have, and I did find that. Today's emissary, the one we're going to be doing, is Gold Hoarder. I'm so close to level 50 in it, and I need 50 in 3 factions to get Pirate Legend, and that is my goal. This whole series isn't going to end there. We'll still be doing crazy stuff, but you just go up to this table, you either vote to lower, vote to raise, which we've already have it raised, and it is on the ship, as I'm about to show you now. You can see it right above my beautiful flag on the Anastasia, which that's our ship if you don't know. And it'll grow whenever we grab more loot, and rank 5 is the best. When looking at the map, I saw 2 Reapers. Now this is a little bit out of my comfort zone when I'm in a session, especially when it looks like they're teaming up, which it does kind of look like here. So I decided to just go to a different session by diving, which if you don't know how to do that, you go to this table, you go to Voyages, you pick one of the factions, you go down to Raid Voyages. I'm going to do the Sea Fort, which we're actually going to complete to do something, instead of the last episode we did nothing. So we're going to do that. Since we did it with Gold Hoarder, we will be getting Gold Hoarder stuff only. We won't get any of the other faction stuff, so everything that we get, we'll be able to sell to Gold Hoarder to get that boost. I'm going to go ahead and raise anchor, and I'm going to just get ready and everything. To the right, if you saw that fire tornado, that tornado right there, that is the Ashen Lord, which we'll be doing next episode, so please look forward to that. That one's going to be very hectic because that's one of the hardest things I've done in this game so far, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm checking my, I guess you could say loadout, you can say, and for Ghost, since this is a Ghost port, I don't like using sword and sniper. I do like sniper and the pistols, which is the double barrel pistols. I used it on Ghosts because it's fast. You could shoot twice and they're one hit with it. So yeah. Also, say hello to our new captain, Captain Rufus. He's our little guy that will be captaining this vessel from this channel from now on. Also, we just dove. I don't know if you saw that, and it's kind of cool because you're got to go into a loading screen. But I think this is one of the coolest things in the game, is that's the Kraken. You can see the full Kraken and everything. And when you're in this like little loading area for when you're diving, it's just cool because you can see random things like megalodons and all that, and it's just really cool. And whenever we load in, we'll be underwater, and of course we're going to dive up to get out like a submarine, which I thought's always kind of funny. It kind of feels like Davy Jones from Dead Man's Chest at Pirates of the Caribbean. If you haven't seen that, then that's basically what this is. So we come out of the water. Straight ahead of us is the fort. That's what we're going to be taking on. Once we get there and everything, which I skipped to, I go up into the crow's nest and look for players, because it's not fun when you're in a sea fort and a player pops up on you. Trust me, I know. It's not fun. So I just scan the horizon, making sure I don't see any players or any enemies that are too close for comfort or whatever, because if a skeleton ship comes up on you and you're close enough, they could attack you. But there was no one, luckily, so I decided it was safe to go ahead and go down into the fort and start fighting it, which fighting it didn't take much at all. All it is different waves. Whenever you finish a wave, you'll hear 2 bells or 3. If you hear 2 bells, it's a normal wave. It's just, enemies. If you hear 3, that is the boss wave. That's where you'll have the boss and some other people, or whatever you want to say, with you. So yeah, basically all I do here is I go on and I shoot everything that moves. And that's see-through, I guess. As I'm doing this, you can see Rufus just chilling, commanding me to give him more blood, which we do. But we don't really give him blood, we give him ectoplasm because we're fighting this. And then here I get black screened. If you don't know, if you get stuck or anything like that, you go black and then you appear back onto your thing. And then, wait for it, I don't notice it yet, and boom. Yep, I died to ghosts because I didn't see the health. So that was funny. But yeah, so this is the Ferry of the Damned. If you don't know, this is where you go if you die. That's basically it. You just wait for those doors to open for you to go back, and whenever you go back, you appear back on your ship as long as your ship hasn't sank. If it does, then you usually appear where your ship sank or wherever your ship spawned. But we just appear and go back into fighting. Which then something's going on with Rufus here. I think it's because of the bell. When the bell rings, Rufus freaks out, but I'm not sure. Because I don't know if the bell actually rang that time. But I put him there on the ship so he's safe. He'll stay there. And then I fight the boss, which this is the boss. He always wears this weird hat, and I don't know why. But I do use the double shot on him for the final shot, which I thought was cool. And it did take him out. And he drops a ammo pouch and the key to the thing. I do go down, lower this grate, which is right next to the ship, so we can harpoon stuff from the ship. I go back up, and I scan the horizon for players or any other enemies, which there was none, thankfully. So I just kept looking, and then I saw the keg there, and I didn't want to leave it just in case someone like sneaks over and tries to use it on me. So I brought it around the corner and lit it and dropped it and ran away. You can actually hear 2 kegs go off, by the way, if you listen closely. Yeah, there were 2 kegs, apparently, one up there and one where I put it. But I did check just to see what happens if you did do that. If you put a keg in front of the door and blow it up, it does nothing. Alright, after making sure the coast was clear and that there was no players or enemies coming in, I decided to go ahead and move the loot to where we can harpoon it with the ship, and I searched around the fort to make sure there was no, like, extra loot or anything like that. There wasn't anything extra except for the storeroom, which we do go get. We level up our flag to level 3, meaning we get 66% bonus with the flag and everything, so that's good. We are going to sell right after this, so it's good that we got to 66%. I get the storeroom, lower it down through the hatches, put it in position to harpoon it, get on the ship, and harpoon everything onto the ship. And then I proceed to search the fort and everything to make sure there was nothing I missed, and there really wasn't. It was mostly empty. I did get some pineapples and stuff like that, so that was good to have. I got some more like gold pouches, but you don't get much from those, and there was nothing else. I don't know if there's anything extra on the raid voyages and stuff, but I checked just to make sure, and there wasn't. So just so you know, if you do a voyage, like a raid voyage, you don't get bonus stuff, you just get the stuff in the storeroom and in the treasure room. So yeah, so that's basically all I did here. After searching and finding absolutely nothing, I decided it was time for us to go ahead and sell because we had a decent bit of loot on us. There was an outpost northwest of us, so I positioned the ship northwest and lower the sails. Basically, we're just going to go ahead and sell because we have a decent bit of loot on us. Usually you don't want to sell until you have rank 5 flag, but I don't like doing that because, you know, it has a risk of you losing everything. So here we are dancing with our treasure, all the treasure we found, which was a decent bit of treasure, to be honest. It was over 20,000 gold. So yeah, everything was going fine, everything seemed calm, and nothing bad really happened until we saw them. Whenever I turned to the right, there they were. A player ship, the Lion King Capitan by Van 1589. I was a little scared here, you know, because it's a player and they like to fight. Just to go ahead and basically prepare for them, I loaded in a red flare and shot it straight in the air to show I'm friendly, and hopefully they don't do anything. I then look to see what they're doing, and they go to an island, which seemed okay. I didn't have a problem with that. I do go ahead and sell just because if they do decide to turn around and come get us, by the time they do, we've already been sold and stuff. So that's basically what happens here. After we get to the island, I don't even see them anymore, so we sell safely. We get there, we use the harpoon to go ahead and bring everything over. No problems there. Sell. Everything seems fine. We don't run into anything. I do decide here I was going to keep the chests, but then decided no. Because if they do come around and see us and they see those chests, they might think it's something that we didn't sell and try to take it from us. So I went ahead and sold it just to be safe, and we could always just find more later. But yeah, so we sold here, and I went ahead back to the ship, dropped off all my stuff that was on me, all my cannonballs, food, and planks, and went back onto the outpost and searched barrels and stuff to get new stuff. I wanted to go ahead and get a little extra loot and stuff, so not loot, but some food and other supplies so we will have them in case we need them. So that's what we do here. We just go to barrel. I then come back with a full decent bit of stuff, and I look at the captain log to see how we are doing, and so far we have made 23,843 with just that one cell. So we need to get to 50,000 because that's my goal for every episode, is to get past 50,000. It's not the most gold I've made in a day. The most gold I've made in a day was 150, but that was during a double XP weekend, so we won't be making that much, but that's completely fine. So we're going to go ahead and do some island hopping, because now that we have a rank 3 emissary flag, we'll be getting 66% of all loot, but we can also upgrade that by getting new loot. So we're going to go ahead and go to our first island, which has a few enemies, nothing too overpowered or hard, really. They were just really easy. I took the first one out with a sniper. The other two, I used the double-barrel pistol. It didn't take long at all. I do add that in so you can see some of the fighting. I do a charge shot and take out one of them. But yeah, I take out the first one with ease with a sniper. And then I thought we should go ahead and the cuddle tax to the captain. After all, we must reward him for being a good boy, while we have done exactly as he asked and spilled blood in his name. He decided he wanted to reward us with his captain's dance. Isn't it refreshing getting a reward from the captain? So basically what we do here is do more killing in his name, which he greatly appreciates. He even wants to come down and see it up close and personal, because he enjoys us giving blood in his name. Although he got a little too close for comfort, almost got his hairs burned off, and I had to get him out of the fight, which he greatly appreciated, and let me give him some more cuddle tax, which I greatly appreciated back. But yeah, so here there wasn't anything really. There's these enemies, and I was hoping they would drop a gem. After fighting 3 of them, the first one didn't drop anything, the second one didn't drop anything, and then the third one finally dropped something. It dropped a emerald, so we went and grabbed that and bring it back to the ship. Once we get back, the captain tells me he is pleased for what we've done in his name, and will reward us at the end of the video with another captain's dance, so please stay tuned for that. I did spook him here. He wasn't happy about that, but he said it was okay after I apologized profusely for scaring him. And I also gave him his cuddle tax in return as well. So he was happy, and I brought him downstairs so he could take his afternoon nap on top of the pet crate, or pet chest, whatever you want to call it. So I placed him there, and he took his afternoon nap. As we let him rest, we decided to go up and make our approach to the island. We raise our sails, and a skeleton decides he wants to try to take me on with a cannon. One of the cannonballs ends up actually hitting the captain, so the captain decides he wants us to go, take care of the skeleton. So we make our repairs, we get ourselves on the island, we look around first because we need to get the loot, and later on, when I go up to the main part of the island, I will take care of the skeleton. So don't worry about that. And we find another chest, and ghosts appear, and I take care of the ghosts, but I forget I have no ammo in my sniper, so I switch to the pistol, give them 1 tap each, and then we continue on our way. We find a wood crate, and then we go search some more and find an explosive keg. I go ahead and set that off, I light it, and grab the captain to get away from the explosion, and we end up running and not find much else. We decide to go ahead and head back towards the ship and everything, and not much else on the island, and that was about it. So I decided it was probably best and to go ahead and leave. Well, did you hear that? Ooh, wait, did you hear that? There was a statue underneath the water. I only heard it, and then I found it. So we're going to go ahead and bring the captain back to the ship, and then we're going to come back over. I was looking for a keg, couldn't find one, but I did remember this ammo crate, so I brought the ammo crate back over, and we're going to use that to go ahead and break the statue. It took forever, by the way, but I set it there, and I just use the guns and take it out like this. I just walk up and shoot it. It took me forever, but I ended up using a sniper to do the final blow. You only get 1 crystal. If you don't know, you can get up to 3, but we did get the best one, which is the red one, so that was good. So we're going to bring everything back onto the ship, and we're going to go ahead and sail to the next island. While on our way there, we do find a skeleton ship, so I decided to go for that instead of the island because they have a lot of loot. Now, the fight with it lasted about, I'd say, 10 minutes. It took me a little longer than I normally take because it kept doing this weird path where it would go away from the ship and then come back to the ship. But it ended up sinking anyway, but it took forever. But it was a good fight. I kept repairing and, bailing out water and getting damaged and all that. And they actually came in for a ram once, which is not on the video, but they didn't last much longer after that. They kind of just sat there and just took my shots. And then they used the cannonball things. Those are cursed cannonballs. If you use that specific one, it makes me unable to use my cannons, but I just sniped while I was waiting for my cannons to come back. Once they did come back, it didn't take long at all for them to stop in place, meaning they had sunk. So I raised my sails, go over, take the loot, and everything seemed okay. And everything was. There was no issue bringing all the loot on board. I didn't have a problem with anything. Did find a storage chest, which was good. There was some decent stuff inside, as well as a mango and some other stuff. So we went ahead and filled back up and went over, and we decided to go ahead and sell the skeleton ship that we just got. It didn't take long at all. There wasn't much there, but we were next to the outpost, so I decided to sell. Didn't take us long at all because we didn't have much, but we did get a decent bit of money from it. But like I said, we're not done yet until we get past 50,000, so we're going to go ahead and sell this bit, which had a decent chunk in it, but not enough to get us to that 50,000 mark. So I head back to the ship to see where we were. We were at 39,736 gold so far. We need 50,000. I do see another ship out there, another skeleton ship, so I decided to go ahead and go to it. I grabbed the storage chest, go onto the outpost, loot it for everything it had. I store all of my fighting stuff in the top barrel just in case if a player boards, I'd have it all there instead of in the storage crate where they could take it. So I start heading towards it, and everything seemed fine as I keep going towards it, and I look over to my right, I see a skeleton fort, and as I go to look back, a skeleton ship spawned. So we could easily just take this one out instead of the other one, so I start fighting it. This one was more difficult because it had anchor balls. If you don't know what an anchor ball is, it lowers your anchor, lowers and raises your anchor whenever you get hit by it, and it's very annoying. I had to keep raising my anchor and all that, and it was annoying. And they damaged the freaking wheel, meaning I couldn't really turn at all, so I had to fix the wheel. And I finally, after the longest time, actually sank it. It took so long to do that, and I was so happy when it finally sank because I thought, honestly, I would probably have to ditch out of the fight because I was running out of resources. And I don't know what's going on with the skeleton ships right now. I don't even know if they're supposed to be that hard, but I did end up taking it out, and we did get rank 5 for our emissary flag. We get 150% bonus on all loot sold, that is that, and this stupid Megalodon decided to spawn in. They're broken at the moment, and it was kind of scary because I thought, oh, please don't say they patched it, and they didn't. It still doesn't attack, it just circles you and just doesn't do anything. Don't recommend jumping into the Megalodon's waters whenever, they're fixed. I did that because I was not going to position my ship to grab the other loot. I just decided to jump in and grab it. Now that the fight was over, I wanted to go sell, but first I wanted to grab all of my stuff and put it into a storage chest. I do this every time I go to log off. If I have a decent bit of stuff, I take a storage chest, grab all the stuff off my ship, and I leave it at the tavern for new players who just joined to go ahead and have. It just doesn't seem right to just leave the game with all those resources when I don't even get to keep them for my next playthrough. So went ahead and sold, and I went ahead and grabbed the spare storage chest I got from the other skeleton ship. I went ahead and brought the empty one, which I put everything into the other one, by the way. I bring the empty one into the tavern in case whoever joins wants 2. And I don't know, usually people fight with 2, so I decided to go ahead and leave it in there for them. head over to Gold Hoarder, and I go ahead and lower my flag, getting an extra 5,000 gold just from doing that. And then I go grab the storage crate, and I go around the island, and I go ahead and fill up the storage crate so it's full, and whoever joins doesn't have to do the whole tedious thing of going to every barrel and loading it up. Captain Rufus thought it was a good idea as well, as he followed me around. I then, after doing that, I put it in the tavern, made sure it was somewhere where people could see, and that's all the stuff that was in it. It was a good box, so whoever gets it's going to be very happy, hopefully. We then check the book to make sure we have over 50,000. We do. We have 54,647. I then show you my ranks. I have 2 in Reapers, 43 in Gold Hoarders, 17 in Merchants, 34 in Order of Souls, and 7 in Hunter's Call. The captain then calls me over for us to watch his captain dance as reward for being good first mates. And I just have to say, I need to thank you so much for enjoying the first episode. I hope you enjoyed this one too. As of recording, and this is the final bit of recording I'm doing, there is 454 views. That is insane. I have to thank y'all so much. I can't explain it. It just feels so good, and I hope y'all enjoy more. So I'll see you next time. Peace.